r/leopardsatemyface. I never thought leopards would eat my face, sobs woman who voted for the leopards eating people's faces party. Revel in the schadenfreude anytime someone has a sad because they're suffering consequences from something they voted for or supported or wanted to impose on other people. Starting off with something different, MAGA woman unwittingly describes the entire MAGA movement, psychological projection at its worst. It's absolutely a psychosis at this point. The good he's doing is infinitely more than the Democrats have ever done. Ever. It's a mental illness, straight up. Dumbest single thing someone has ever done. So close. US consumers are rapidly souring on Trump's economic plan. Share of adults who have a negative opinion on the government's economic policy. The highest share of the past 40 years. I voted for Trump, and I'll vote for him again. However, this might be the dumbest thing any single human has ever done to society. Drill, baby, drill. At POTUS, I need to ask what's going on with the oil and gas industry. My husband, an oil and gas designer, just got laid off, as well as countless others. This is happening everywhere. I'm concerned that we voted for the drill, baby, drill, and the protection and expansion of our industry, especially Texas. I still don't get why they try atting Trump, acting like he's gonna respond to them. Spend $10 to stand with Trump. Ah yes, giving more money to the billionaire, he really needs it. Already voted, sir, for you. Ugh, stinky stinky. What could possibly be the reason for that? Why? If Doge has found billions in fraud and abuse, why hasn't there been any arrests? It's almost as if they're lying. Whoa. I love the disconnect of assuming that the rule of law is being followed, while tens of thousands of people are currently in the streets because it almost definitely isn't. Because it's the other side in the streets protesting, which confirms to them they're doing the right thing. Because it's pissing off the Dems or owning the libs. Whatever they believe themselves to be doing on any given day of the week. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Hey, you should stay, but they should go. They will all be for Doge right up until the moment it affects them. And then they suddenly wonder why nobody on their side cares. Right-wing subreddits have already been banning their own members for being fake, Lamau. Oh my god, this is exactly what you voted for. Joe Biden is the worst US president in history. It would appear that in the light of Biden flailing and floundering, the Dems sent their minions out to foment panic about Project 2025. It won't work. And a couple of months after Trump got elected, well. I regret voting for Trump. My husband is laid off and can't find a job, and my kids' credit scores have tanked because of this student loan policy. This is not what I voted for. Hey, CJ Music, go fuck yourself. Sincerely, the rest of us. That sequence is so satisfying, schadenfreude at its best. You'll notice how the complaints against Biden are vague and non-specific, and then suddenly we have details. That is a very good point. Reminds me of the complaints against Obama and Clinton and the other Clinton. Not to mention Hunter Biden's laptop, there was never anything concrete, but only that he had one. West Virginia, Trump 70% and Harris 28%. West Virginia coal miners lose black lung screenings after Trump slashes worker safety agency NIOSH. Actually, it's DEI lung, and it's a left-wing hoax. Someone will say the quiet part out loud that it's black lung, therefore DEI. That's why it got pulled. They just do a keyword search and remove anything with those words in it. Lamau, it's so comical because it's sad. Just this morning, my employer, a college, told me to remove the word inclusive from a webpage that used the word to indicate date inclusivity. For example, January to March inclusive. So, yeah, this shit is really happening. Oh my god, you should change it to January to March transversely and watch them lose their shit. Or April to June biannually. He voted to get fired. Back of the line, buddy. I voted for Trump 3 times, but not anymore since I was let go from my job because he had cut a government program. I regret it. My brothers and sisters have worked for the railroad for 21 years. I pray for you that it doesn't happen to you. You should have to walk the right way now, but my wife said God would let me find a good job. It's gonna be hard, but I'll find one to support my kids and my wife and my bills. Glad to know that he won't vote for Trump 2028. Or so he says. I mean, he's still wearing the hat. He is MAGA until he dies. Yeah, doesn't really make sense to post himself in a MAGA hat. He's both unemployed and dumb. See, I wouldn't employ anyone with that hat. It's an item that subtracts 30% of IQ permanently. Every time you put it on. I mean, hey, if you've not put the MAGA hat on and still retain 100% of your IQ, you should totally press that subscribe button. Because, according to YouTube statistics, most of you aren't. So, if you want to support this gay guy reading stuff, you should totally press it. Voting to keep the coal mines open, only to end up dying in the mines. Coal miners trade off. Trump boosts production, but slashes safety programs. The president's voters in West Virginia like his championing of the industry, yet worry about possible curbs in mine inspections and the end of black lung tracking. Catching COVID to own the libs is so 2020. Catching black lung to own the libs is now the hot new thing. Black lung is DEI, so they'll rename it Freedom Lung. The lung of America. Like ordering extra coal for the fireplace and then being surprised when the house catches black lung. To all the MAGAs who voted for Trump believing he had released the Epstein files. Rep. James Comer drops Epstein file bombshell. Yeah, the files have been destroyed. I don't think Pam Bondi and Kash Patel have them. I warned them. They've ordered the released, haven't been released. They're in there shredding documents, and yeah, the government is involved. You mean electing Jeffrey Epstein's best friend didn't result in the Epstein files being released? I'm shocked. Well, not that shocked. Nah bro, Joe Biden is clearly responsible for this. This would never be our great Donald Trump. How dare you criticize dear leader for this? Where's my money? Biggest MAGA supporter ever. Lost many friends and family over it. But enough of this. Something needs to change or happen, or we've been duped. I'm right there with you. What pisses me off is that they've exposed all the money that was stolen from us, but haven't cut us fucking checks. Like, how are you gonna tell us what the government spent our money on and not have checks ready to pay the people back? Because they're lying. They exposed all the money that was stolen from us. Did they? No, because they're lying. Yeah, they don't understand basic civics or how funds are appropriated, and that all these funds were voted on by Congress and signed by the POTUS. Yes, I voted for Trump, but no, we can't let Trump cut funding for my child. Bucks IU Head Start was amazing for Tanner to prepare him for kindergarten. Please click the link and send a message to our senators and congressmen. I'm genuinely starting to regret my vote if Trump's presidency affects my child's education. And it's extremely upsetting that some teachers may lose their jobs without the Head Start program. See, because I know they were saying they were going to cut government the whole time, but I didn't think it would cut the government that affects me, just only the other people. Like, bro, this is going to happen over and over and over again until people learn not to be so fucking self-centered. But wait, not my child. Tread on anyone but me. Honestly, it's like they voted for bulldozing the forest, thinking that they were the bulldozer, and not just a snake among many. I mean, exactly in their words, if they don't like it, they can leave. And miss out on living in the great country that named the Gulf of America. They're starting to even attack their own justices. Trump-aligned group sues Chief Justice John Roberts in effort to restrict the power of the courts. The lawsuit, filed in federal court, comes as top Trump officials have rallied against activist judges they see as unduly restricting executive branch powers. See, because of course, as everyone knows, if the checks and balances are doing something against their enemy, that's absolutely fine. But if it's doing it against them, they're activist judges and they gotta be impeached and thrown in prison and all that cool stuff. Yeah, that's not how reality works, bud. Roberts had 2 chances to save the country and the world from Trump 2.0, and instead he sent us right into the jaws of fascism. You reap what you sow, dumbass. Well, if it isn't the consequences of his own actions. See guys, I don't know about you, but I think the word of the year for humanity as a whole is consequences. Because by the looks of it, a lot of people, especially in America, don't know what that means. I can't help but wonder what those who voted for Trump, who have or know someone with cancer / are in chemo remission or some sort of trial, are feeling now. Trump administration to halt new research grants for Harvard as battle over political ideology and academic freedom flares. I don't know about you, Chief, but it's not surprising to see the same administration whose health secretary is an anti-vaxxer would be the type that would also halt research grants for viruses and cancer. I might be dying, but at least he's better than Kamala. I mean, come on, she did laugh a lot after all. And she wore tan suits on occasion too, like that Obama guy. Ah, the mustard. Another one who thought that the leopards were going after other people, but not them. Trump voting parents feel betrayed after ICE agents detain their son. 2 people who voted for Donald Trump in the 2024 election have since said they feel betrayed by the president after their son was detained in Georgia. What's that? The deport and detain party is deporting and detaining people? Who could have thought? Argentine-American couple Martin Verdi and Deborah Ray told the Atlanta Journal-Constitution they felt let down by the administration after their son, Augustin Gentile, 31, a green card holder, was sent to Stewartson Detention Center in South Georgia, with roughly 1,700 detainees. The center is the county's 2nd largest immigrant jail. Trump didn't say he was gonna do this, that he was gonna go after people who've been here for a long time. He said he was gonna go after all the criminals who came illegally. We feel betrayed, tricked, this is craziness. This was a massive deception what he did, because the other side has shown us how indulgent they were with immigration. Because the other side has shown us how indulgent they are with immigration. Well, I guess you showed us libs. I certainly feel owned now that their son is suffering the repercussions of their votes. Don't you just love Republican family values? I mean, they let us in, and look how dumb we are. Hello. Unironic Groucho Marx. I would never emigrate to a country that would have me as a citizen. Teresa, this is what you voted for. The Trump administration has proposed saving more than $26 billion by eliminating the Department of Housing and Urban Development's rental assistance program, including Section 8 vouchers, and replacing it with a plan to allow states to design their own rental assistance programs. I'm not sure about this one. My mother is 88 years old and only draws $926 in Social Security and $86 in retirement. She lives in a Section 8 202 property for seniors and disabled and rent based on her income. She really needs this apartment. Well, looks like she needs to pull up her bootstraps, unfortunately, instead of sucking up taxpayer dollars. Wow, she's 88, frail, and has health issues, but I guess she can go back to work. Why would you say that? I do agree healthy, able-bodied young people should be off Section 8. Sounds like a lib begging for a government to pay her rent. Not cut out for MAGA, are you? I'm 100% MAGA, voted for real Donald Trump 3 times. My mother voted for him too. Her life story is too detailed to get into here, but I can assure you it's not her fault she's living here. I agree, people lie and get benefits they don't deserve. So yeah, this is just textbook rules for me, not for thee. My only situation is worthy of government assistance while other people are just freeloading. The only moral abortion is my abortion. Joyce Arthur's page. The conservative worldview demands a mass of people who deserve to suffer because they are bad. while the conservative is good. My sister's boyfriend is a conservative and against abortion, even in cases where it's life-threatening to the mother and she'd die if she didn't get the operation. But she asked him what he would do if she were in that situation, and he said she should get the abortion in case because it's her. Conservatives gotta be the most selfish pieces of shit to walk the earth. Do everything you can do to break them up. Unfortunately, she's also very conservative. I mean, she is pro-choice though. And I've definitely pointed out all his red flags, which includes abusive behaviours, and told her that he won't change, but I guess she wanted to see where things went and see if she could fix him. Ugh. She recently temporarily moved in with him a few states away to see how that would go. Ugh. I cut most contact because of her pro-Trump BS, but I'm keeping a line open in case shit goes south, and she needs someone to get her out of her situation. Ugh, seems like a QAnon casualty right there. Welp, that didn't last long, did it? He called his cafe a Trump safe zone, but now he's making a comeback. And 3 months later, snowflakes. Sydney MAGA cafe closes after 6 weeks. A controversial cafe owner has shut down his eatery just 6 weeks after opening, blaming snowflakes for the failure of his latest venue in an extraordinary run. Ah yes, because everyone wants to go to a politically pointed cafe. I don't have a business degree, but I think I know that's a stupid business idea. Vegan cafe for conservatives? Yeah, this guy sounds smart. I know, right? It's almost as dumb as selling electric cars to conservatives. Almost as dumb as trying to make a conservative rage against the machine. That's because calling the cops on people minding their own business doesn't roll off the tongue quite as well. Oil and gas company can't make payroll due to tariffs after CEO supports Trump. The Canary USA, oil and gas wellhead company can't make payroll. What could this harbinge? Ah yes, drill baby drill. Into the ground, into oil wells? Nah, I didn't mean that. Drill into your pockets. I want your money reserves to get dried up. Ford pulls guidance and warns it could take $1.5 billion hit from Trump's tariffs. Another pleasant reminder that CEOs and billionaires are just not smart people. Ford and GM donate $1 million and contribute vehicles to Trump's inauguration. And how it's going. Ford pulls guidance and warns it will take $1.5 billion hit from Trump's tariffs? Whoa, the tariff everything party tariffed everything, and we lost money because of it? No, this couldn't be possible. How many of those companies' executives do you think voted for the Orange Man? All of them. Those tax cuts and regulation cuts and union destruction had them salivating and pouring money into the GOP and Trump coffers. Absolutely, those douchebags have been a cheerleader for Trump. They can have third world labor conditions in their factories, while still getting to live in America. Who could ask for more, huh? Plus, they get to actively shit on the dirty poors that pay all their tax for them. Not only can they have cheaper labor, but that cheaper labor is going to pay their taxes. So they don't have to, and they can actively make life miserable for people poorer than them. This is prime jerk-off material for billionaires. While credulously assuming Trump is always joking, a supporter says nobody could be credulous enough to believe Trump is serious about Canada becoming a state. See, you don't understand. It's always a joke until it's pointed at something I'm involved in, and I can't believe dear leader would do that to me. On really important geopolitical issues. Do you consider Canada becoming a 51st state a serious geopolitical issue? It was obviously a joke. Like, all of Canada would just be one state? And the public has to assume he's lying about being serious? You're pretending. The 51st state is clearly a bit. No one is that credulous. Oh yeah, because I definitely want my elected leader to make jokes about threatening another country's sovereignty. That will totally help us be taken seriously on the world stage. I'm so sick of people saying he's just joking or trolling, as if that makes it better. First, plenty of his outlandish comments have turned out to be intended in all seriousness. Second, the highest podium on the geopolitical stage is not a place for trolls. His absurdity has become his biggest strength. He lies, exaggerates, and generally spouts so much nonsense that his supporters feel free to write off anything they don't like as his typical brand of BS while only swallowing the things they like. And hey, it's the perfect gymnasium for all of MAGA to do their mental gymnastics. It's the same as your doctor joking about the stage 4 cancer you don't really have. And then afterwards casually mentioning, we should get you in for chemo soon. Okay, thanks, bye. And speaking of, thanks for watching, bye bye.